those magnificent men in their flying machines. They go up to the up, up, they go down to the up, down.
Hiya. Right, we're on the wings now, as I said. And a friend of mine last night when we were talking on Facebook, he was quite right when he says, you know, the wings are the build, believe me, with this kit. So anyway, onwards and upwards. If we pan over my knife, the camera lady. As you can see, the first thing to do is really study the plan. Look at the picture online if you can get it, which you can on Shuttleworth thing, brilliant. And then study the plan. And then when you think you've studied the plan, go and have a cup of tea or coffee or whatever, and then come back and look at it again, because it will help having a break from it, believe me. Anyway, so right, look at your plan, do what I said before, write down on a piece of paper all the numbers that are required for the parts you're doing, and then find them, and I've laid them all out here, so I know roughly where I am with everything, as you can see. Okay, that's that part. And then you've got to study it, because this plan is made, so the optional ailerons are optional, so it says on the instructions. So to make the ailerons, that's fun. So anyway, you've counted up all your strips, you put your ribs. First thing you do with the ribs before you do anything is, obviously I've put this down, this is a guide. You've got to drill your holes through your ribs to allow either the wire, if you're doing it the way the kit's made, with the old fashioned way, or obviously it allows your wires to go through to get to your servos in each wing, which is the way I'm going to do it. So that's a must. So once you've done that, then you get back to address the plan. And the best way I can show you, I suppose, is if you bring it over here. You've got to notice here that this is where your aileron's going to go. Okay, so when you cut the rib, you got to cut the rib twice. So you get a full rib and you mark it. I haven't got oh yeah, there we go. This is just an example. There's your full rib, right? So obviously that's where your aileron bar is going to be, right? So you got to mark it twice. So if I just borrow a pencil, so you just mark it twice. So you mark it where it's going to be there and there. Okay, and then you get a set square, because it's a flat, bottom's flat, which is quite handy. An inch set square, any set square. And the first one you cut is the back one, okay? Cut the back one first, because you need to keep these. And once you've cut all the ribs, which is there's 5 you need to cut, then after you've cut them, right, you mark the second one, obviously, you've marked that. And then you cut that off, that's just access there, and throw that. But you need to keep this piece. Okay, so that's them. That's to make the ailerons. And this kit, you only have, thankfully, you've only got ailerons on the bottom wings, which is such a relief, because I'm used to making like biplanes and triplanes with 6 ailerons or 4 ailerons, so this is quite a nice change. Anyway, so you've cut them and they'll end up like this. So this piece I might add, which I'm sure I've got a piece here, there you go. What you will need to do as well is, once you've got all the offcuts, you're going to have to trace 2 out and make 2 extras, because obviously you're going to need it for there. See, because obviously you need, so where I've put that there, you're going to need that, the extra ones there, to allow to make the aileron. Okay, so there's a bit of scrap bolts and just cut them out. Trace them and cut them with a sharp blade. So that's the aileron bit taken care of, the rib bit taken care of with the ailerons, yeah? Okay, and Mustang is another thing to notice as well, because the 202 and the 201 or whatever it is rib are slightly different, because the 201s are thicker, so keep your eyes open for that. They're a lot thicker, and that's obviously for the end of the wings. And as I said to the guy last night, looking at it, it's a bit confusing at first, because the wings are built, the plan's made on top of each other for the bottom and top wings, you can see here. So that's what took me a while to work out, exactly what was going on. So obviously, I mean, most people probably don't even look at it, but I'm a bit thick. So I checked and double checked and got it right. So the next stage then is, before you do, this is all preparation before you even start building the wing. Then what you notice here, I've put sellotape on, because I don't want to ruin the plan. Okay, so you sellotape it all down, because you're going to have to make these separate here. So you can do it in one like I've done, and then chop them, it's up to you. So you get a piece of, I use a piece of print paper, which is fantastic for it. Okay, so you put it underneath, you get a bit of cardboard. You can do it straight onto the balsa, but it's a lot more difficult. So if you use just a piece of old poster board paper I got from my old Mrs. Old shop, or a bit of cardboard, and you put it underneath the blue, this goes under there, like so. This goes under the plan, and then the card goes under the blueprint, and then you mark it out. Use a ruler for the bottom bit, and gently go around it, and it'll come out lovely. And then you have like your template. And what I did was, I made the template originally, I did it so that, I made it so it was like all in one, and obviously marked this bit here there and left it. And so once you've cut out there's 4 of these, I might add, you've got to do 4 of everything, top and bottom. If that makes sense. So obviously I cut for the bottom wing, it's got the ailerons, I cut the parts out. If you pan over, you can see here, you can see that's for the ailerons. Okay, that's the aileron part, or that's the aileron part actually, and that's the rest of the wing bit. So obviously there's 4 of them, 2 for each wing, and then on this one, the top wing, you've got 4 again. Okay, which sit there like so. Okay, so they're all prepped and done. And take your time with it, and I must admit, once you've got it, best thing to do is use a cutting board, self-healing board, because your blade will last a lot longer, a damn sight longer, and these blades are pretty cool, these ones. Okay, and that way you've done it. You should, with the kit they give you, you should be able to get out of one sheet, you should be able to get out of one sheet, 2 every sheet, see? That's how it'll come. Okay, so you should just get it in, and no problem, because you need the rest of the sheets. And as I've said many a time before in the past, when you get kits like this, they don't give you anything spare, not even DB models, they just give you enough to do the job once. So any mistakes, if you pan up there, please, that's why I always keep a stock of sheets and blocks in case I make a mistake, so you've got something to like cover it. Okay, and that is a must really. So, all said and done, I don't think there's anything else to mention on this bit. That's basically the preparation for today. Again, if you're not sure, just keep checking, because obviously you don't want to make a mistake that you can't afford. And I've also noticed I'm used to also building the wings the other way round, and all the other kits, because when you're looking at that, it looks like that's the front of the wing. I know it's not, but you know. And I've even written on there to remind myself that this is the leading edge here. So that is that. And you can always keep these as templates if you ever want to make another one. So that's how that's done. So tomorrow's job, because I've had enough today, tomorrow's job is going to be actually, like I've done here, start setting it out on the wing, set it all out and get it all nicely glued in. I tend to make the ailerons last, so I'll build everything first, all the main structure, and then once that's on and it's all true, okay, because this bit here as well, keep your eye on the camera, this bit here, they're all built separately according to the plan, so that'll be interesting. And when I've cut it, I always leave a little bit over the edge. The other thing as well to remember is, which I'm glad I've just thought about it, trying to find it. Again, with the plan, this is the template to give you the angle. For example, you need to get the right angle, so that'll sit on there. So when you glue it in, you've got the right dihedral to the wing, because both wings have got the same dihedral. So obviously, when you've got that in, that's your guide. Okay, and that's the same thing. To get that off the plan, you do exactly what I just said, the blueprint paper, put it on, mark it all out, and then cut it carefully, and then check. Obviously put it back on the plan and see that it's right. So that's what you have that for. And that is a must, you must get it right. And that's why I've marked it as well, make sure I've got the right edge. And that'll give you the dihedral. So don't lose that. And anyway, so I think, ladies and gentlemen, that's about it, you know, for now. And I'm off the Shuttleworth collection tomorrow. I'm going to join up, because honestly I didn't really know you could do this thing. Pay 30 quid and you get free entry all year, which is dead handy for me, because I have to go up there, and it's a luxury because I'm only up the road from it, so you can get all the pictures you want, you know, of the real plane, and to get the final detailing like I've done on all the other planes I've done. So that's a luxury, which I'm glad in a way. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do, get that sorted. So thanks to the guy that told me about that, because I would never have known otherwise. So that's pretty cool. Okay then, well, I think that's about it. So onwards and upwards. So this is wing build part 1. Jelly. Bye.
Those magnificent men, those magnificent men.